UK music wasn't so revered throughout the world, so it was really hard to break internationally. You might have broke Europe, but to break internationally was quite hard then. Which I think now UK artists are doing that, they're breaking internationally. And then they're getting co-signed from people like Drake and stuff like that. So it's a lot easier to kind of infiltrate the music, the music industry, being someone just from the UK, you know? But back then, we didn't have that. No, we didn't have that. And we didn't have the internet the way we have the internet now, which is unfortunate. You know?
And hence why I'm saying the melting pot is, for me, is like, it's the seeds. Like, if you love Drake, if you love Stormzy, if you like all these people, that means you love us. Do you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, and that's why when people come to my night, people don't realise you've got Bob from around the corner, and you got Sharon and Sharon and Susie and.
Just a second, can you plug in that properly, please? So what's it actually called, so they can actually understand?
So it's called the Melting Pot. Because I've got a radio show that I do on Soho Radio. It's been doing it for 3 years, and I've got a night at Chip Shop Brixton every last Friday of the month.
Chip Shop's the one in the corner, right?
Yeah. And I don't charge people. People are like, oh, you should be doing
every last Friday of the month.
Every last Friday of the month. And then people always saying to me, oh, you should collaborate. And that's why I started to realise that it's doing its thing. People coming to me, oh, you should come and collab. You should do it at this event. You should do it here. It could be much bigger. I don't need to do this because this is what they do. It could be much bigger. Let us put our little people on the bill. Then next minute they take ownership of it, and you have nothing to do with it. So I'm like, when it's meant to make money, it will make money. But right now, let people understand we started this by ourselves, and I think. That's what I'm saying, and this is the same thing when I'm talking even about the weave and the hair. It's like, it's not a thing that we need to do. We do it because out of choice. I want to wear a weave, and I want to look a certain way.
Whoa. Let's just put that back. No, because I want to just marinate before I interject. Sorry.
Yeah,
all right, so
that's why I just want to make sure
the button push up.
I just want to make sure that comment doesn't come. No, 1 second. Let me finish. I just want to make sure that comment doesn't come across as me trying to say something.
No,
because sometimes people will take it the wrong way.
So how? Okay, you mentioned identity earlier. So my question is, how important is identity? And I talk identity in the sense of what you're putting out there to the masses. Okay, for instance, you mentioned Whoopi Goldberg. You mentioned Aretha Franklin earlier. And you alluded to the fact that Whoopi Goldberg probably, you didn't say it, but you kind of alluded to her aesthetics, how she might appear to the general populace. So my question to the two of you ladies is, how important is identity to the two of you when it comes to singing, bearing in mind that, now, I always say that your parents should be your role models. So when people try to throw someone saying, oh, but you're Terry Walker, you're Kele Le Roc, you know, what are you showing the young ladies? But my question now is, how important is identity to the two of you, and also the message that you put out there with what you show as yourself? So we'll start with Terry.
No, so this is exactly what it is. What I love about me and Kelly, so what it was for years. So we're hanging out, like, no, we love each other. We're supposed to hang out, and she'd invite me to things. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm coming. I never turn up to something because I didn't feel like I was in that place as an artist I wasn't looking at myself, because I wasn't in a place where I was able to support myself in a way. But people know who Terry Walker was. So when one day me and you started talking, and then she's like, I'll just come. So I ended up coming to her thing, and when we saw each other, we hugged each other. I look at Kelly. When you look at her as an artist, she is everything that I think embodies what you should be like.
No, don't laugh. No, I agree. No.
Kelly,
you know what?
Kelly,
I agree.
No, I love you.
Let me finish. If you don't know who we are, you look at Kelly, instantly you're going to go, wow, Kelly, that's Kelly. If I walk into the room, the way that I look, because I used to be that at one point, because I had everything going, I had the whole label, the team. But then I realised, for me, what defines me is not what I just look like, it's what I'm singing about, what I'm saying to you. And there's times when I came into the industry, I was, as I said, I came from Germany. I was a bit off key, and what made me? No, I was very off key. I still am.
I love her. This is why I love her.
I still am. I still am quirky. But what I realised, what made me become the artist that I am today, is the person that said, you know what? I know God is what I look like. I know when I start singing and do my tune, you're gonna be like, oh my God, wow! Yeah, exactly, and that's what it is. But then on top of that, oh my God, and this is where Kelly was so ahead of me in that, because she knows that about herself, but then she also knows the grooming side of things is important. I had to get back to that place I had to make sure that I can sustain myself from what I do naturally with my music. And then when I make my own money and whatever else, I can support that. So it's very important that identity is something that people can look up to. But I think it's also important that you know why you're doing what you're doing. Because if you end up just doing it because, oh God, I don't want to lose these followers, I don't want to make sure that I say the wrong thing in the next minute. So you end up going along with things that you don't really believe in. Then when you're on stage, you're getting anxiety. You feel like an imposter because you think, oh, you're not sure.
You're being true to yourself.
Yeah, exactly, because you're not being true. But when you're being true to yourself, this fucking Kelly can say blood clot and tell you about your blood clot self, but still be like, hi babe, at the same, because she's both of those people. She's not pretending to be someone that she's not. But with me, I'm never gonna. When I was trying to pretend to be someone that I wasn't, it didn't work for me, and now it does. You know, so that's why.
Okay, and yourself?
Get very passionate.
I just realised you talk fast.
I know.
Yeah. We're doing better.
I get passionate.
I don't know what the hell you said. She's like, shut up. I'm talking about
No, I do.
Well, I like you lot's personality. You're very vibrant. Yeah. And I like it. I've met the two of you. Well, I've not met you. I've seen the two of you before, but I've never actually seen your personalities.
Yeah.
And it's good to see how
I'm around this knockings too much.
Okay. No, I like it, man. I like you. You lot got energy. It's nice.
I just feel like it, you know, kind of like what Terry said, you know, it takes a while for you to know yourself, you know.
It does. It's a journey.
Not even just as someone in the industry, just in general as a human being. And I didn't always know myself, but you know, I'm a big woman now. If I don't know myself by now, when am I going to blood clot know myself? Do you know what I mean? I got it in. Yeah. So in knowing myself, you know, I don't have a team. I do, like, my mum's a clothes designer, so my mum taught me to make clothes from when I was young. I make my own clothes. I studied beauty therapy when I was 19, so I learned how to do makeup and other stuff.
Flawless.
And I do my own hair and like, so all this I do myself. So I think I don't have a team. All I've got is me in it. And for me, I just think, as an elder in this game, and as someone who's still working regularly and doing their thing, you know, I just want to show that, you know, you don't have to get old and fat and dry. Like, you can just like, and I don't mean that in a horrible way. No, because, you know, that's one of the things, you know,
and
like.
you're going to write phobic in the comments, man.
But you know what's so funny? The reason why I say that is because when people see me that haven't seen me for years, they're like, oh, you're still slim and that. And I'm just like, what did you expect? Because I think especially when you, there's a connotation with house music that a lot of house divas, when they get older, they get bigger and, you know, not let themselves go, because I'm not saying bigger women let themselves go.
Exactly.
That's not true. But, you know, compared to what you look like before to what you look like now, and the thing I'm always told is, oh my God, you look exactly the same.
And you're beautiful.
So that is part of, I would say that is part of my identity, that I you know, I pride myself on always being well groomed. And because I do it by myself, you know, it's just like, some days I might not be on point. And some days I'm fully on point.
Listen, the only reason I put makeup on because she was coming today. I wasn't coming to I knew you were coming and we were looking like some mouse that's really high. Like, what happened to Terry Walker? This is the point. Before you saying that, before I knew that about Kelly, I would look at it and think, oh my God, if I don't look like this, what's the point? But then we're getting to know each other. It's like, we understand this is what it's
But also as well, like, if you see me out on a normal day, I'm not fandangoed at all. Like, I don't wear makeup. You know what I mean? I've done, like, even when I did that last podcast with my man, I just had a cap on. Like,
but you still look fabulous.
But I don't like, in all honesty, like, being fandangoed every day is work, man. It's work. It's work. Do you know what I mean? But, you know, I feel like when you're just a one-woman show and you do everything yourself, you've just got to make the effort to just sometimes be in league with people that have got a whole team. Do you know what I mean?
When you think about Beyonce, for instance, remember, you don't see what goes on behind the scenes with Beyonce. You just see what's the... remember, Kelly does everything by herself, and it's not taking anything away from anybody else, but we have to show people there's other ways of doing this. There's not only one way, there's not only one, because back then it was like one in, one out. If you're not doing because what my downfall was when I had my...
It was very one in, one out.
And they tried to turn me into the next, you know, like Beyonce stroke Jamelia, and I'm like, I'm nothing like those two. I'm a completely different artist to them. I talk about different things. I'm not about the same thing, but I love them, respect them, but I don't have to go follow what they do. And that's what they do with black women, especially, where they make us feel like, oh, this one works. Let them all be like that. And it's like, no. The same with black men as well. Think about it.
They're afraid to take a chance on something new. I think that's kind of changed a bit now. I think they're more kind of open to something that's new. And I think where they kind of, you know, because obviously back in the day as well, you could get a development deal and you'd be developed. They don't really develop people anymore. They'll go on your stats, like how many YouTube, how many TikToks. And, you know, so in some ways it kind of benefits new artists because they've tried and tested themselves on social media platforms. You know what I mean? So now I'll be like, okay, they've got a little following doing what they do. It's kind of cool. Okay, we'll sign them. Do you know what I mean? And so people are allowed to be a bit more unique and be more themselves.
But you have to remember as well, and those things that they go by, and it's a small group of people that they focus on. There's a whole world. Like, remember, the internet is the world. It's not just England. If you do well in the States or somewhere else, it trickles down to everything else. So, because if you can sustain yourself and do big videos because you've made money from another section, you know, that's what it is, because it's about sustaining yourself. It's about being, so even if you have to go and find a job whilst doing what you're doing, if you're serious about it, you will. Kelly's doing her own thing because she's serious. She wouldn't be doing it anymore, you know what I mean?
God, no. Both of you mentor.
God, no. If I didn't love it, I would just like forget about it.
Can you imagine? I'd probably be a stripper on no, the worst stripper.
I know. But can I ask you a question? If you weren't a singer, what would you do? What would you be? What would you do?
Oh my God. Well, I don't know.
I think I'd be an actress. I think I'd still be in the creative arts. I can't imagine it. I do a bit of acting anyway, but I think I'd be more serious about it.
What do you ladies do outside of music though? So do you have any like extracurricular activities? Sleep. Do you have any like hustles outside of music or?
Sleep.
What do you mean just
DIY?
Sleep?
I love to do DIY.
Okay, when you say DIY, explain.
And interior design.
Yeah, she does.
So DIY, so I do like epoxy resin stuff. I build stuff, I make stuff, I do interior design.
You say build stuff. I'm not saying it in a sexist way. So when you say build stuff, what do you mean? What are you building?
I build...
As in men's hopes and then dropping them? What do you mean? So what do you mean?
So like in my house, I built a dining table out of glass.
Okay.
Yeah. Breakfast bar. I built my headboard in my bedroom.
Okay. Is this from scratch?
Yeah, from scratch.
Do you follow her Instagram? She's
No, I just want to know because
you need to.
No.
It's from scratch.
So you measured it up, got the wood.
Yes.
When the burn happened, she redone everything.
Yeah. Because I had a fire in my house last year, May. So I've just been redoing the whole house. So yeah, I did actually did a home study course in interior design as well. So I'm a qualified interior designer. Okay. But it's just something that I'm creative and I love being creative.
Cheers.
So in regards to like DIY and interior design, that's something I would really love to get into.
Okay.
You're doing it already, don't get into it.
No, but I mean get paid for it.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting when we talk about